Hospitality. Was that you? No? Okay, maybe that was important. So what are you doing in design?
We're designing key light holders. No, that's in design.
In science we're
Seasons.
Seasons.
Time. Okay.
Well, hello all. I'm Lena, and we're gonna play together in just a little while, like in maybe a few minutes. So I've really been looking forward to all you guys coming, and thank you so much for taking time out today. And I'm really excited about the things that you're gonna create and which ideas you're gonna come up with. So yeah, I hope we'll have fun. I'm sure we will. So thank you so much for coming. So what's the...
So you let us know when you're ready.
Yeah. Well, I guess we are. So should we just start?
Okay, so is
Or-
everybody here because now Metal left? All right.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. So come on down here, guys. And I'm just going to introduce briefly what it is that we're going to do today. So I'm so excited to have you guys here. Thank you so much for being here. We're doing a workshop that we call Space Matters because space actually matters. It matters how we design the spaces around us because it relates to what we are able to do in different spaces. And I work a lot with, schools all over Denmark and also globally. And all my years in education, like I've been to so many schools, and I often wondered why a lot of them, when I walk into classrooms, they look like this. Because what we're talking about today is that we need creative, innovative, young people and people of all, like from everywhere, that we are able to come up with ideas. And this is maybe not necessarily the best space to really to do that in, where we want to, really develop our creativity. So that's your task today, to develop spaces that can develop your creativity. And the thing is, we learn in so many different ways. I just put this little thing together. We learn with our whole body. We have all our senses, and it's about how can we really support learning in different ways. And you might like to learn in one way, you like to learn in another way, and how can we support all of you guys, all the differences and all the different dreams that you have for your lives as well. So we are going to have a look at how learning and spaces are relating to each other. So we will first start actually with going up here. So I took a bunch of pictures from a lot of different places, and your job now is to find a picture that you think looks like an awesome space to learn, a place that you'd really like to be in every day. And then you're gonna explain to me why you chose that particular picture. But first, take some time, have a look, and you can walk just all over the place. They will not break, so you can just go and have a look and find a nice picture. And you have a few minutes to do so.
Are you supposed to do like? Okay, I'm sorry, but I think mine definitely. I found mine. I'm crazy. Is that the school? Oh, look at this, whatever it is. I love it. And I will sit there. That one's also swing chairs. I cannot choose between. Okay. No, but that's my second. Yeah, but it's gonna lose your focus when you swing around. Yeah, this would be great.
And while my helpers here are finding good examples of learning spaces that might inspire the work we're going to do today, you guys could also have a look. There's a lot of things on Pinterest, on Instagram, and I also uploaded some inspirational pictures for you to have a look at. It's right here on the internet, artens.dk. We're in Denmark /Lego. And there's more things there. I'll get back to that later. But you can find a bunch of inspiring photos that might help get your ideas started.
There's a TV. We could learn the different. I know. We could do math. We could learn the different angles on how to get it in the chair. Yes, good idea.
husker sådan en måde bagefter, det er rigtigt.
Much as I like this, it's a little like scary. If it was dark, it'd be really scary. Look ahead and shoot this down. That's cool. Like, this is so cozy. I love the cherry. This one looks such a good. Yeah, that's good. I'm taking it. Okay. I don't really need it. Never want it. I can always find another one. Sure. My shoe is on type, but I don't want to. Kids need oxygen when they're studying. Wait, you need oxygen there? Well, yeah, because they're plants. Plants need oxygen. No, people need oxygen.
So what about you guys? You found one?
I like this one.
And you can't find one, or? No, what are you looking for? Anything?
It's supposed to be comfortable, but you can still focus in because
Yeah?
you need the education, but you don't
Yep.
need to
Like,
be bored during education.
that's a good point. That's a good point. If you can find something that's sort of just a little bit close to it, you can explain what your ideas are. Yeah. Oh, you found your dream one? Oh. All right, has everybody got a picture? Yes. Yep. All right, guys, come over here. And let's form a circle here. So if we, let's form a circle. And a bigger circle, so that everybody can be part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, the triangle people.
Yep, it's triangles are good too. All right. So what I want now is just like show your picture, like we'll do around here, and show your picture and just explain briefly why did you pick this particular picture. Would you start?
I chose this picture. I like it because I chose this picture. I like it because there are many plants.
Yeah.
And it just looks very comfortable.
Comfortable in plants. Yeah.
Comfortable plants.
Yep, comfortable plants. Thank you. You?
I chose this one because I feel like you still need education, but you don't want to be like not willing to learn. So I didn't think you needed like slides and stuff, but I think you needed a comfortable area.
Yeah. Thanks. And you?
I chose this picture because I think this would make a good classroom, and it looks really nice, but it doesn't really distract you from learning.
Nice. Thank you. Is it also the plants in the background you like? Yeah. Thanks. All right. And let's hear what you found, and you can show it to the camera.
I chose this one because it's very colorful and it's very simple, and the chairs look really comfortable, and there's a bunch of plants.
So it's simple, comfortable, and you have plants that you really like. Thank you.
I mean, I chose this one because, well, I really like the hammocks, and it looks very comfortable, but like, you know, not too distracting, and that, you know, you'd still get stuff done.
Yeah. Good.
I chose this one because I think you could focus on here, and maybe you could put books, and there could be lots of people if it's group work.
Nice. Thank you.
I chose this one because I think it's very nice and simple. It's also pretty cozy with the light bulb, and you don't really get distracted.
No, you can really focus. Yeah.
I chose this one because it looks really comfortable, and you can get work done because there's not that much noise around you because you're sitting in a bubble kind of thing.
I chose this one because I love being active and
Yes. Let's see it. Yeah.
net.
So what do you imagine doing there?
I imagine having a board up here, and then instead of having tables, you would sit up here jumping around while looking at the board.
Yeah.
I chose this one because I didn't have enough time, so I just picked one.
So, and if you had more time, what was it that you were looking for?
A playful area.
A playful area. Well, thank you so much, guys. This is awesome. Very well done, all of you. And the things that you found, it's comfortable. You can focus. You don't get distracted a lot because there are things like you're more it's a smaller space. And plants was a thing that I saw several times, and movement.
Oxygen.
Oxygen, yes. Oxygen is always nice in a learning space, isn't it? Well done, guys. Give yourself a hand. So now I need you guys to split up into 3 groups. So I like a group over here, a group there, and a group here. And then I have some adult friends as well who are gonna work over here. So please, guys. So we are exploring both learning spaces and office spaces today because it's really about what space does to us and what it enables. So we'll have the adults working. They could have worked on the learning spaces too, but we'll have them do the office bit and get back to that. All right. So guys, we are going to do what we call the Learning Space Design Lab now. It's a way of quickly prototyping new ideas and new learning spaces. And in your case, you're going to build the most ideal creative office space. So the job is now to create classrooms for you guys or office spaces over here that really allows you to be creative and to collaborate and to work in many different ways, things that you really like. And so really a space that you'd love. And and then we'll share it with everybody out there. So you guys up here, we have a lot of different things that we put together last night or maybe earlier. So you can just get creative. A lot of different furniture. We have tables over here. We have soft seating. We have storage. We have all sorts of things. And your job is now to do your best and create a space that is so awesome that you'd never want to leave. All right? Go.
Okay, why is there a coach? True. What was this? We like grass?
This is a little stock.
Thank you, that is amazing.
Wait, what should we use this for?
Guys, a lot of noise on you.
Teams, aren't you?
No, because we can be 2-2-2-2.
Because I was alone.
Yeah, so Marcus was alone, so I joined Marcus. Okay, we need a table that you can have. What about this one for couch? Perfect!
I don't know. Monkey bars. Monkey bars. Outside.
Yes, beautiful. Should we have some trees right here?
Indoor merges with the outdoors.
Loads of trees.
Loads of trees, you know.
Loads of trees. I got loads of trees.
Plants matter.
Look at that means we got oxygen.
I love it. We should add it somewhere nice. Maybe. Nice tree. Are we supposed to press it in?
No. Wait, I don't.
I think just
Wait, like,
Chloe,
put it in. Yeah,
this would be a good
idea.
place, right? Just lay it down. It's fine.
Yeah.
They're cutting down trees either way.
Oh my god.
It's not good for the planet. It's not good.
We should really stock palm oil.
No. This is special bush.
A special bush.
Yes, the class loves this bush, you know?
Special bush. Yes.
Special bush.
We need tables.
Yep, we got tables.
outside.
Oh,
Round table
we're
outside.
loading up on ideas.
Wait, guys, I have a great idea with the house. We put it towards the wall.
Let's put a special tree with the eating plate.
Special tree. Look at the special tree. No, guys, let me replace it. Now this is a bouquet.
You guys are doing amazing.
Guys,
Do we put this outside or inside?
maybe put it like that.
Yes, no, other way.
No, people can't get in it then.
That's exactly the point. That's the
Then there's no point of having it. There's no point of having it if you can't use it, Tom.
So, and while our experts are working here, I'll just show you how you could get active too. So, I mentioned this website earlier. So if you go to artens.dk/Lego, you'll find a toolkit there. So you can either just like get out pen and paper and draw, maybe draw a space that you, like the typical classroom you've been exposed to in your life or that your kids are learning in or where you were as a student. And then afterwards draw your like a really ideal space that'll really encourage creativity. So and upload them, put them on Twitter, tweet them, and use Lego Idea Space as hashtag. I'll just show you. This is the hashtag we will be using. So, and there's another option because there's a whole big toolkit. You can actually download this if you want to. It's 6 pages. Over here you have a classroom, and here you have a lot of furniture. So it's all in scale, and you can then design your ideal space and upload it, share it with the world, and let's get this conversation started around how classrooms need to change. All right, I hope to see a lot of it on Twitter, and we will respond and we'll keep the conversation going. Thank you, guys. So let's see what the kids are doing.
And siger det altså også, Storm. Han skal altså også have en væg. Vi skal først lige have noget glut her til min væg hænger ikke godt sammen. Det gør min heller ikke. Hvor er det? Jeg tror det. Nå, nej, det gjorde jeg. Okay, guys, I found this weird bendable Lego. Sådan.
Er det meningen, man skal kunne åbne dørene her?
Yeah, you can open the door if you'd like. Yep, yeah, just try. I can help you.
Oh, look at what is that fun door. Look, we have door. Oh, wait, we actually do have doors that can open?
Yep, you do. You do. And what are you working on here, guys?
Lige nu så skal jeg lige have min vægting sammen, fordi det her nede på det hænger ikke så godt sammen.
You can just, if you add these things here, it'll probably stick. And you guys, you were all about movement and exercise and yeah.
Maybe this should be like the more green.
Doesn't work. This can be like more green. I got a broken one. No. Okay. This is the board. It's supposed to be bigger. It's not.
We need like a blanket sort of thing.
Wait, why do we have to make 2?
Because it's fun.
Thank
Oh,
you.
perfect.
Can you put in the other one? Yeah, 'cause we don't have space.
Should this be a teacher's desk?
Oh, we found one. We have one here.
We need chairs.
Yeah, but there is no chair.
What should I use the Play-Doh for?
We need to put all this under.
I don't know. We tried to use Play-Doh to help us things. I can make decorations out of them.
Oh my god. Japanese structures. I have an idea. Japanese. Yeah, Japanese. Everything has stereotypes. They put their shoes here like they do Japanese.
How many people are in this class?
Okay, where's the shoe rack? Maybe these two go classroom.
I thought just
No, the bookshelves, you need to read.
Elsa, remember how you said you where's Elsa? Elsa, remember how you said you wanted one of these? I found one. I don't know what this is. I just realized I picked it up now.
So I see we already have the first pictures online now on this hashtag on Twitter. Just keep it coming and discuss and find out what works where you are and what you might be able to do. A little fun fact is that when we work with schools and teachers start changing their spaces, like maybe some of these kids are doing now, actually the noise level drops. So it's very, like, the teachers feel it and it just gets calmer. And we even have kids saying that teachers are much more calm after those spaces have been sort of broken up from the one-size-fits-all model. So that's a thought. Let's go and see the offices. What?
Guys, I couldn't find the
Achtung jetzt.
Køber du den dyrt, så er det jo derfor. Jeg synes det er lækkert, når Lisbeth hun køber planter. Helst ikke i...
So guys, what are you up to?
Our new office?
Yeah, that's your new office?
Yeah, that's our new office. Very playful.
So tell me. Yeah.
So for us it was very important to add the green.
Yeah.
Green element and a lot of colors for getting inspired and creative. But at the same time, we also need to admit that we have to work, so we also need to have some focus areas. So we have added private spaces over here. And then most important, so when working for LEGO Foundation, we eat a lot of cake. And a tradition in the foundation is that we have a cake table. So we have added our cake table that is gathering colleagues, so get the social aspect.
Yeah. So it's a social space. It's where you actually
Social space where we,
informal
exactly,
and ideas maybe.
Yes.
Teachers have to.
Indoors,
Teachers can't be grumpy or more fun.
Yeah.
This is more of a traditional setting, but it's going to have a platform and a slide. So you can sit up here and watch everybody else working, and then when you feel like it, you take the slide down. It's under construction. It'll be great. It'll be great.
And in compliance with the environmental health and safety.
Totally compliant with EHS. Yes.
I need oxygen. Yeah, I know. You need oxygen, yes, Tom.
I can't breathe. Okay.
Yeah, very grumpy.
It broke.
We should make some color dots all over. More color, more fun. Like
Nice cushions outside, am I right?
nice cushions. You know, it's Denmark. It rains a lot.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
Global
warming.
Put a roof over it. Boom.
Yes, I did beautiful.
Yes, because that's
Maybe
gonna
not.
make a difference.
We put this on here.
Maybe we should have a football field.
Put it on here.
No.
In between this.
No.
What are you guys up to here?
We're making it super cool.
Yeah.
I thought about some Japanese things.
Yes, this looks a lot like a kindergarten.
I have some relatives in Korea. So the thing is, Japan, I went there a lot of times. And there's also a lot of movies in the schools. They have like these things here. They have the shoe racks and all those like very smart cubbies. So they would put it there and. But this looks more Japanese. Exactly. That's my idea, to make it a little Japanese, like, you know, get them more inspired, you know, travel around.
Yeah, but we have shoe racks. You just got another shoe rack. Are those for like the non-important people?
No.
Are we biased? That's sad.
No, this is unique, Tom. This is unique.
So you were
oh
talking
yeah,
about
that's
shoe racks.
And that's actually a little thing to think about. If you have like fixed seats in a classroom, then the classroom is not going to be flexible, obviously, and you're not going to be able to make use of the diversity that you're creating in the classroom. So you need to get the jackets out of the room or put them somewhere, and also the school bags. So get them away from the tables and the chairs so that the space is flexible and that children can use different areas and different spaces for a particular purpose that they are working on or a way they want to work. So that's a little piece of advice there. And maybe some of you started working with the toolkit, printed it, and maybe you're cutting it up and creating your little prototypes. Do post them. We're super excited to see what you guys are doing and the ideas you come up with. And we'll try and put it all together and collect them all afterwards and also distribute them so that we can get ideas moving across the world.
I think you're a little too excited.
Got a tree and we put it in there.
You know, are you allowed to?
We need more oxygen.
can hopefully help other people rethink some of what they have.
IDK stands for I don't know.
Also, maybe we should replace this one with this one.
I like this one. It fits better.
Okay.
Wait, let's just see if it. Oh yeah, let's use this one.
Yay.
So you're creating a lamp?
I'm trying to make like a teepee thing.
Try and make a hammock.
Maybe if you can put it, like, stick it in with the...
It's been stuck.
Oh, glue tag.
We need more trees.
Thank you.
There you go. See if it works. It might work.
How long did we have?
It's an hour.
Yeah, I know, it's a half. Okay.
So I run a consultancy called Artens, and we work with a lot of schools across both our own country and globally. And I often get asked by teachers, how can I change my classroom? Because it's just, you know, there's no space there, I don't have any funding for it, so what can you do? And that's always things you can do. You can start maybe by creating a bit of more sort of space in your room. Take some of the furniture out is almost always a very good first step. Then you create space and you can begin to repurpose the space. You can begin to think about how the furniture you have available to you, how they can play different roles. So think about creating smaller spaces within your biggest space, spaces for collaboration, spaces for ideation. It could be spaces for quiet focus, and maybe bring in a plant or two. It always sort of brightens up everything. So it's about actually also building in choice for students. And most classrooms, you are actually able to do that without much funding. So have a go and try it out.
Og man vil hæve sig selv, eller man vil gynge?
Det kommer an på dagen.
Det kommer an på dagen, og hvilke opgaver er blevet stillet.
Det er jo utroligt med den her.
So that makes a lot of sense. I don't think so.
Done.
Now you did it.
Best office space
Ever.
ever.
How's it going? You're taking things out now?
Should we create another one? Yeah.
Then I don't know what to do.
Jeg er sikker på, at vi bliver klippet ud til sidst alligevel.
And you decided to put in a new floor? You decided to put in a new floor? Yes, why did you do that?
Jeg gik bare rundt og kiggede, så jeg, hvor fint det var, og så tænkte jeg,
Yeah, just really
så
like
har jeg
that.
også den her. Jeg er ikke sikker på, hvad jeg skal gøre med den nu, men jeg kan bare forestille mig, at man putter skoene på den her. Så er der sådan en hul her, og kan være
Oh, so you like thinking about, like, you put your shoes on the shelves and then you can like curl up either underneath or on top, read, focus. And there's a bit of climbing too, I can tell. Yeah. So guys, in 4 or 5 minutes, you need to be done with your learning spaces. Then we're presenting them to each other.
It does smell strange, doesn't it?
No, it makes you cough, Chloe.
Yes, it makes me cough.
It's not sweet, but probably tastes
What?
we have it?
Yeah. Okay. These are ours.
No, that doesn't look good.
What doesn't look good? No, don't swap it. We've got to go. It looks fine right now. Shit. Okay. 5 minutes.
So when you are designing classrooms, learning spaces, or even office spaces, think about what your vision is, your vision for learning or creativity, or how, what's valuable where you are, what is really helping you get to what you need to get to. Because it's not about the learning space itself, it's not about the design itself, it's about the thinking, the philosophy that goes into that. And then you think about what are the activities you'd like to see play out, and how do you structure things? Who's working with whom and when and how long? How do you structure and organize the day? And then if you have all of that sort of you've figured that out, then you can start designing your space, because then it becomes supportive of what it is that you're trying to do. Spaces are physical representations of organizational cultures, of learning cultures, so they tell us about the values that is part of a place, and they tell us, they make us feel a certain way, and they make us, they actually nudge our behavior. So it's really about what kind of how do you make the spaces support everything that is of value to you. So the last minute, guys.
Getting the word. The thing, sticky tag.
Yes, yep. Should be sticky tag on all tables, right here.
Sorry, I'm just kind of stressing.
That's what you meant, right? Yeah.
Then do it.
Where should I make it?
Here outside.
A teepee set.
Okay, but we don't have fabric. But we have that mesh. I'll look for more.
Let's just say
With the handle, we made a boombox.
Are you guys ready? Less than a minute, guys.
Guys, look amazing.
I got some more. I'll just cut off some. Wait, didn't we have a long pole? Oh, when we did the pole, I need to make a hammock. This is not straight.
And I think we're starting with you guys and presenting to the rest in just a little, a minute, less than a minute. Is that okay?
It might be a bit long, but take it.
All right, last half minute. All right, time is up, everybody. You've done a great job, and I can't wait to hear you tell about what is it that you did. Why did you choose the things you have chosen? So let's go and have a look and ask each group, and the rest of you are welcome to join me over here as we hear what you guys have created and what was important here. And I know you could continue, but I'm sure you know what you're aiming for. So take it away, guys.
Okay, so this is my part of the classroom. I have a floor, wood. I have a board, and I have the teacher's chair. Yeah. Then I have a table for the teacher, and I'm still not super sure where to put this. For playing in the playgrounds maybe, or yeah. Then I have this one here. I thought you could put your shoes and bags here. Then up here you have a working space with the stairs. Then you can also work in here in this hole. That's cozy. Then I have a sofa here with the table and a nice floor with a tree.
Yeah. Thank you. And you?
This is not I have a little place here with a duck. A little cozy area where you can just hang out a bit before working, again with playing with the dice. Then here a little working area, and a little jumping area. I don't know what it was supposed to be like, but you could at least maybe climb up and slide down again. And here I have a little hamster wheel you can play in and run if you like running or just playing around with it.
Being able to play is super important to you guys. Yeah. And having choice, I think, is also something that flows through your solution here. Thank you so much, guys. Let's give them a big hand. Round of applause. So let's move over here to you guys. So.
What did you create and why?
I think this is a classroom we made.
I think.
And this is like the tables we can sit in, and this is probably a teacher's desk, and the students can sit here and work, and this is a storage space, and so is here, and there's some beanbags.
We also use this room for more of like relaxing place other than like more like working and learning. This is more for like relaxing and, you know, like doing your work, and this is more for, you know, like learning about it. And we wanted to make it colorful, so, you know, like even though maybe they're learning something, you know, they're not enjoying, you know, it's still colorful all around them, and they still like enjoy the environment that they're in. And we add a lot of plants because it just makes the place feel like a lot more cozier.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of you guys talk about spaces they need to be cozy, or you'd really like them to be cozy.
Yeah, important. So some of you who were not part of this group, what do you like particularly here in this model? What would you, yep.
I like it that they have a really nice, decent classroom, and they have like working spaces and everything. I think it's really nice, and it's also very colorful.
Is color important?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It shows that you're playful.
I'd like to go in there.
And
I really like this part over here with the trees behind the pods, you could call them. Yeah.
Somebody else here?
I really like the swing.
So what do you imagine yourself doing? If you had a swing in the classroom, how would you use it?
Sit on the swing.
Well, I mean, we would sit on it. I mean, probably a lot of people would mess with it, but at the same time, some people, you know, it could be like, it would be fun to sit on. I mean, that too. Oh, I also forgot. We have an outdoor area. We have an outdoor area, like, where we didn't really get to finish it, but we have, like, more of, like, a place where, like, people can, like, play and stuff like that outside, obviously.
And we didn't really decide where we could put the swing. We wanted to put it here.
But it would be in front of the door, so we just put it somewhere.
And it'd serve helpful here because then you could easily get up, and like you could put your computer here if you wanted to work.
That's really nice. Well done, guys. Big round of applause to you guys, too. And then before we take the last learning space group, let's go and have a look at office spaces of tomorrow with cake, I hear. So guys, what should the tomorrow's ideal office space look like?
Okay. Well, we made different zones, different areas. There's a cozy area and wooden floors. And a lot of nature on the walls, and our library over here. And
and then we made like activity-based working zones. So here, these in the middle are for teams working together. Then there's this place over here where you can go more into the library and sit a bit more quiet. And if you really need to focus or take actually a phone call, you can use these two phone booths or boxes.
Yeah. And we made the outdoor area where we have a box where you can eat your lunch or you can work. And we have the stairs where you can enjoy a cup of coffee. So that's it.
And how do you think you're gonna be more creative in a space like that, and why?
Well, these areas, they really support like working across teams and working with different colleagues. Also, it supports that it varies what the type of job you're doing. So it supports that. So you can, yeah.
What's the tower of those?
The tower is Nikolai's creation.
It was supposed to be a slide, but it kept on breaking when we put it towards the floor. So now it's like a super lamp lighting up both offices, I think. Maybe. It was too good to break.
And each of you guys who were part of this group, just point out to me, what is your, like, where would you probably work if you had this space? What is your favorite place here? Just put your finger down.
Outdoors.
In Denmark.
So
A raincoat.
In a raincoat.
it's different preferences. It's breaking down the space into, like, when you have a variety of different options, you have choice. And also, as you guys have been building, nature seems to be really important to our well-being, and that we want to get it close, and we want to get it inside, and we want to go outside too. So maybe we should also look at really like outdoor offices. Maybe that's a new thing. Thank you guys. Big round of applause to you guys too. And let's hear the group over here.
So this is the outside area. There are a bunch of there's grass, and there are like working tables and places where you can be on your own or with a team and you can work. You can hear if it ever rains. You probably have a door there and windows. But yeah, and then here's some kind of working, what do you call it?
Working space area.
Working
thingy.
circles things. Yeah, so then maybe
Space
teachers
station.
could work there, and then they could still keep an eye on the kids while they're working outdoors. And this is where there are monkey bars, and this is where the kids could eat. Yeah.
This is the play area. So there's a bunch of chairs here, a little space inside, and a plant. And then there's this area where you could go in, and then there's beanbags inside, and there's a table up here, and these places where you could just go in and chill. And then here where you could just play up here.
Chill and work.
Yes. And then here's a beanbag.
What do you think a classroom space like this does for you guys in relation to a more ordinary classroom? Does it make a difference?
If we're more comfortable, and if there's things that we like and we see, we'll be more motivated to work, maybe.
And they'll just feel better and be better in a better environment.
Yeah. And you see it maybe when you're in a class, you're a bunch of different people that are together just because of you live in the same area and you have roughly the same age. But basically we have a lot of maybe different dreams in life and all. And I think you've also, it flows through everything here that there's a lot of choice. And it's actually one of the things that we know, it's a basic psychological need for all of us to feel that we can impact our world, that we can do something about our situation, and we can get out of a situation and choose to go somewhere else without disturbing the whole class. So I think it's really great solutions that you've built, all of you, to really create choice, so that you can do things you really like or in ways you really like, and then hopefully also be able to focus better and collaborate better and all of that. Yeah. Big round of applause to you guys too. So these are examples of what a classroom could look like, especially if we ask the expert learners here who they go to school every day, so I guess you guys know what you're talking about. You have a question.
Well, actually, I don't.
These
two haven't done theirs.
They kind of skipped us.
Yeah.
I thought we have 5 models. Yeah. We will take that in a minute. So, did you have anything? Was that it? Let's go over here and have a look. And you have a little thing? Yes, that's nice. I like it too. It's because you took the extra model in the back here. Great, guys. That's entrepreneurship initiative. I like it. Let's hear what you guys have figured out here.
Like 2 different age groups. So like this is like middle school, high school areas where they can really like relax but feel more mature than like have sitting in beanbags all day. And then we made then we had like couches and like lots of bookshelves for more information than computers, and we had lots of plants so that you would still get oxygen, and
This is like the primary area. This is like the music place. That's why we shaped it like a boombox. And this is like where the teacher tells like stories when it's story time. And then the children can sit up here. And then again, there's also plants. And then when they have to learn things, then they can like sit by the tables and the teacher can stand up here and present what they have to do.
So do you see that working really, like you think that would work really well? Yeah,
for like first graders and
Yeah.
second graders.
Yeah. I like how you thought about there might be different needs for smaller kids and some, like when you're older, that you might not want to like sit the same way or work in the same way, that there are other things that you'd like to do. So which are, like, if you put your finger down, those of you who were in this group, where is your favorite spot in these spaces here?
Yeah, same. I would go there
Where would you
or
work? Yeah.
there.
I would
Yeah.
say here.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. A big round of applause to you guys, too. And now, it's really like everything you created is different, but we also see some commonalities flowing through everything. It's comfort, it's choice, it's nature, it's the plants, it's the oxygen that you're talking about. Is that important? Like, is that something you feel often, that there's a little bit of lack of oxygen? And then there's the playfulness that you all have incorporated into your models. What I'd like to ask you to do now is that you go around, have a look at all of it, and come back as a group with 3 key messages for any school out there that are about to redesign their classroom. 3 key messages, all right? And you'll have like 5 minutes to do so.
Oxygen.
You don't want to be there?
Oxygen. If you don't want to be there, they have to make you
Oxygen
to
replace that carbon dioxide.
Ask the children what they want the classroom to look like.
Stop.
Ask the children what they want the classroom Ask the children what they want the classroom to look like.
and the fact that not a lot of us really want to be here, so it's really smart to just like make an area where we want to be.
Yeah, because we don't want to be in homeroom that often.
We are not in homeroom that often.
My favorite part of the day is recess, where we're not learning anything.
I don't like recess. It's too cold.
Danish weather.
It's just too cold.
We should have like a recess, but inside.
Danish weather just sucks.
You could make that
Even though I came here for
so much
worse
Play-Doh.
weather than here, still too
What
cold.
happened?
It's still too cold.
I mean, we have a lot of Play-Doh.
But it's not like ours is properly organized.
You go in.
Freedom of choice. Freedom of choice.
Once you guys in groups have figured out like some of the messages that you wanna broadcast here, then put them on post-it notes.
Joey Tribbiani.
That's the local classroom though.
Lego, yeah. This is more like a.
I think it's a local
Kind of like
classroom.
you know, like those American universities where they have like kids walk in and they sit here, and then there's like a teacher down here, and they teach about philosophy and stuff.
This is what this is like one Japanese thing.
so that you put them on your model somewhere, so that it's clear to everybody what your message is to the world.
That should probably be like the teacher's thing, and then this is that. No,
Girls, so you get 3 of these and write a key message on each that you stick it to your yeah, that's a key message. That's a great, yeah. So if you put it here at the end, 3 key messages. Also, you have your 3 key messages, you put them up here.
You could have.
Be there. You have to have 3 things.
Oh, I just have. No. We each need one.
Oh, I already wrote comfort. Haha.
Okay, then I'll do.
Oh, wait, actually, wait. I'll just scratch that. I'll try to bigger because you only have to pick one.
I want to do
Oxygen.
playful.
Why were people saying oxygen for the plants?
Should it be creative or playful?
I guess playful.
While the kids and also the adults are thinking about the key messages that they want to share with you guys, I just want to share that one of my favorite projects ever was working with this tiny countryside school here in Denmark that they almost didn't have any funding, but they needed to change their spaces and they needed to find room for more kids and more, they needed to find more classrooms. But instead they reorganized everything and started creating the most amazing learning spaces just out of nothing really. So their learning spaces before were very archetypical learning spaces with 1 desk for each student, and all of it was the same, and there's a teacher's desk and the smart board and the whatever. And these pictures are not all from that school, but this is one of the pictures from the school. So they found a lot of old furniture, and they also just took a lot of the furniture out of their spaces so that they had more room, more air, and were better able to move around. And that's one of the things that they are saying to us, the students, it's that they're not now obliged to sit next to the same person all the time and all the time collaborate with the same person. They're able to move around more freely and think about how they feel, what's working for them, and they can take a short break without disturbing the rest of the class. So it's actually it's such an inclusive environment, and it really works for a lot of children here in a very beautiful way. And what happens in the process is that they get to know themselves better as learners, which is something we can use all our lives. All right. Let's take a look, guys. Your key messages, except for having Play-Doh in your hair, is can you tell me what those are? Oh, it looks good on you. Yeah, blue's a good color.
So, it is play, freedom of choice, and open opportunities.
That's really nice. So people, think about that. If you have the chance to redesign learning spaces or build a new school, think about play, creating opportunities for the learners, and freedom of choice. Thank you, that's beautiful. Who else is ready? Yep, you guys are ready. Let's hear you're almost ready.
Yeah, we're almost ready. I wrote something wrong. Okay, we don't. So these are our 3 keys. It is playful because you need a place to blow off steam, and comfortable. Yeah.
Playful, comfortable,
and age appropriate.
Age appropriate. Those are 3 very, very important messages. And I think the part about it being comfortable and cozy, that's what we hear from a lot of students, that they really, really, they love that. And it just helps, it adds to that more calm environment. All right, What about you guys? Are you ready? Almost? Otherwise, we'll go over here and ask you guys. So, what do we need to do as adults in business life with our offices? What are the key messages to think about?
One of the key messages is activity-based. Yeah. So that can suit all the needs we have, and that's also very different needs. Light and air.
Light and air.
Yep.
Nice.
And green.
Yes.
That was for it, but
It seems to be the same things that the kids are asking for, actually. Light, air, and green. Yeah. Nice. Thank you very much. And then some cake, I imagine.
Well.
Yeah. All right, guys. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Being able to learn, motivating, and take account of what the kids want.
So your three key messages is being able to learn. What do you mean by that?
That the kids should be able to, it should be like not distracting, and that they should be able to learn in this environment.
Yeah, so like it's comfortable, but it's not like too comfortable and too distracting that they won't be able to learn.
Mm-hmm. And then you have motivating, meaning
That they should be able to work and that they should want to work.
yes.
And take account what the kids want. It should be like what the kids want and
Yes.
what the kids want, and it should be their learning space so that they can work in it.
Yeah. And I think that's a very, very important message that that sometimes it doesn't really happen. We forget to maybe talk to the students about what they need or how they feel in the spaces that we have. And they really have such valuable insight into being a learner, being a student, being a child, that we can really use and that can really inform how we design our spaces and how we are able to use those spaces. So thank you for that, because I think that's a very important one. Thank you. And over here.
Well, we wrote playful, comfortable, and open, and to be willing to stay and go there. Because sorry, you can talk.
I think comfortable and open, because the space has a lot to do with it, because you don't want to feel cramped in and very clustered all the time.
And also, if like there's just like how you lay out certain things, or if you put like more colors, or like for example in ours more plants, it feels just more open. It feels
natural.
Yeah, it feels bigger, and it just feels like you're not all stuck in one classroom, and it feels more free.
So that sense of space gives that sense of freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And playful, obviously, because well, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. And then, obviously, you want to be willing to go and stay there. So if it's not, like a comfortable, like if it's not a comfortable and open space, then you're not you don't want to be there for as long. But if it's comfortable and like cozy, then you probably want to stay there longer. And,
Yeah. So it should be a child-friendly space. It should be a people-friendly space. Think about that. Think about well-being. Wonderful. Thank you, guys. Any groups that I forgot? No? Well, guys, it's been awesome working with you. I've so enjoyed your ideas, your perspectives, and we're about to wrap this up. And I'm so excited. Like, I'm so hoping that there's a lot of things on Twitter that I can go and enjoy now and learn a lot from you guys out there who might have been working with the little sort of toolkit that we put up, and working with scissors and pens and creating spaces and ideas, or maybe sharing pictures from the spaces that you guys have, because we're all in this together. It's learning it's for all of us, and it's so important that we create spaces that really nurture our creativity and who we are as the person that we are, also when it comes to our workspaces. So let's just keep at it, everybody. And thank you so much for joining us out there, and thank you guys here in the room for playing along today.